The Galactic Union had seen 1,000 wars and thought they had seen everything. Civilizations rose and fell, empires devoured empires, and entire species were erased from memory. But through all of it, humanity was polite. Too polite. They smiled at alien diplomats, offered trade and aid, and when pushed, they simply said, "Please don't make us mad." The rest of the galaxy thought it was a joke. To the Kelthari Dominion, humanity's courtesy was weakness. They saw Earth's outstretched hand and mistook it for submission. When the Dominion fleet arrived above Mars, they broadcast their demands: tribute, slaves, and access to Sol's rich asteroid belts. Humanity's ambassadors responded calmly. "Please don't make us mad," they said again. The Dominion laughed and fired the first shot. The first casualty was a mining colony on Ceres. 2,000 civilians incinerated in an instant. The Dominion broadcast their triumph to the galaxy, a warning to any who would defy them. Humanity's ships withdrew without firing back. To everyone watching, it looked like fear. But to those who understood humanity's tone, the silence was not submission. It was a warning. The Union Council convened an emergency meeting. Alien representatives argued that humans were weak, unfit to hold a seat among true galactic powers. Only the Vatha, an ancient race that had seen too many wars, spoke softly. If they said don't make them mad, the Vatha elder whispered, then God's help us all if someone already has. 3 days later, Earth went dark. No transmissions, no ships entering or leaving Sol. The Dominion assumed the humans had surrendered. Their admirals toasted victory and prepared to claim the planet itself. Then, on the 4th day, the stars around Dominion space began to disappear. At first, they thought it was sensor error. Then the reports started coming in. Their outer colonies had gone silent. The communications arrays showed static. Their fleets vanished without trace. When reconnaissance drones finally returned data, they revealed something terrifying: human ships. Not vast armadas, but small, fast vessels unlike anything the galaxy had seen. They didn't just destroy ships, they erased them. Each human strike fleet moved like a ghost, invisible until it was too late. Dominion cruisers fell apart in silence, their reactors imploding before alarms could sound. No distress calls, no survivors. In a matter of days, the Dominion lost a quarter of its systems. Humanity had gone quiet, efficient, and merciless. The Galactic Union begged for peace talks. No response came. The humans had withdrawn from all diplomatic channels, their ambassadors gone. On the 7th day, the first footage emerged: a Dominion world, once home to billions, now a molten wasteland. The message attached was only 3 words long: "You were warned." The Union began to panic. Fleets were mobilized to contain humanity, but no one knew where to strike. Human ships ignored jump gates, moving through space in ways that defied known physics. Every counterattack was intercepted before it began. Spies whispered that humanity had awoken something old, something buried beneath Mars long before the colonies. Rumors spread of an ancient Terran project, the Ars Protocol. A failsafe from a forgotten war on Earth itself, designed for extinction-level retaliation. Whether it was AI, nanotechnology, or something darker, no one knew. What they did know was this: wherever humans had been harmed, no life remained afterward. The Dominion surrendered unconditionally on the 12th day. The humans did not reply. Instead, their fleets surrounded Dominion space, sealing it off. Within a month, scanners showed no energy signatures, no biosigns. An entire empire simply ceased to exist. The Union realized too late that humanity's anger was not emotional. It was strategic. Cold. Precise. When the Union finally sent envoys to Earth, they found it quiet. The planet's skies were clear, the cities peaceful, the people smiling again. "We didn't want this," one human diplomat said softly. "We asked nicely. We begged you to leave us be. You laughed." The envoy asked why they hadn't stopped at the Dominion's defeat. The human only shrugged. We had to make sure no one else forgets. Across the galaxy, memorials began to appear, not for the Dominion, but for the warning. A single phrase carved in dozens of languages, "Please don't make us mad." For centuries, those words became the first lesson in interstellar diplomacy. Children were taught to treat humans with respect, not out of fear, but out of memory. No one ever saw the R's fleets again. Some say they sleep beneath the surface of uninhabited worlds, waiting for a signal. Others say they never stopped moving, silently patrolling the void. Humanity never confirmed either rumor. They simply returned to building, exploring, and offering friendship, the same as before. Yet in every negotiation, in every alliance and trade deal, the word still lingered. The smile, the calm tone, the gentle reminder. Please don't make us mad. And though many newer species never truly understood why, the older races always fell silent when they heard it. They had seen what happened when the universe didn't listen. In time, the legend of the humans became something else, not a warning, but a myth of balance. They were the species that could create paradise or bring apocalypse, depending on how they were treated. The galaxy learned to live with that truth. Respect was not demanded by humanity, it was earned by memory, and still, somewhere beyond the stars, where the Dominion once stood, there are regions no ship dares enter. The space itself feels wrong or silent, haunted. Some say you can still hear the echo of human voices whispering in the static, "We asked you nicely," because in the end, the universe did learn. It learned that humanity's kindness was not a weakness, but mercy. And mercy, once withdrawn, leaves nothing but ash and silence. That was how the galaxy learned, too late, why humanity kept saying, "Please don't make us mad." The silence that followed humanity's wrath was worse than any war. No debris fields remained, no drifting hulks, no memorials of conquest. It was as if the Dominion had been surgically removed from existence, precise, deliberate, absolute. The galaxy, for the first time in millennia, truly feared one species above all others. Whispers spread that humanity hadn't used conventional weapons at all. Some claimed they wielded reality itself, folding time and space to erase their enemies before the first shot was ever fired. Others spoke of quantum ghosts, autonomous war forms that moved between timelines, striking before targets even knew they were in danger. None of these theories were confirmed. Humanity offered no explanations, but the effect was undeniable. The galaxy grew quiet. The wars that once consumed sectors for centuries simply stopped. Empires that once boasted of power now spoke softly. Even pirates and smugglers avoided human trade routes, afraid to draw their attention. The humans, for their part, carried on as if nothing had happened. When questioned by the Union, human representatives always gave the same answer: "We are builders, not destroyers. But when pushed, we protect what's ours." The phrase became almost sacred, repeated in classrooms, in council chambers, even in sermons across alien worlds. Humanity had become both symbol and spectre, the hand that healed and the hand that punished. A century passed, and a new generation of species rose. Many doubted the old stories. Humans are just flesh and blood, they said. The Dominion must have fallen by their own mistakes. And once again, arrogance began to grow. History, after all, is easy to forget when peace lasts too long. The Corvani alliance was the first to test that peace. They blockaded a Terran colony in the Perseus Arm, demanding resources and threatening to seize human territory for the greater balance. The colonists responded the same way as always: "Please don't make us mad." The Corvani laughed, repeating the old Dominion arrogance. But when their fleet entered orbit, their ships froze mid-flight. Power died. Communications failed. And before they could even retreat, the stars above them went black. Witnesses from nearby systems reported seeing a silent ripple, like light bending backward, then nothing. The Corvani fleet was gone. When the Union investigated, they found no debris. Only a single satellite remained, orbiting the silent colony. It broadcast one message, endlessly looping in a calm human voice: this was mercy. Please learn from it. The Union called for answers, but Earth remained silent once more. It became clear that the humans had never disarmed, never forgotten. They simply chose peace each day, and the galaxy had mistaken that choice for weakness. The lesson returned with renewed force, echoing across star systems like thunder. Some began to worship humanity, calling them the Silent Shepherds. Shrines were built to honor the species that had ended countless wars and preserved balance through fear alone. Others despised them, calling them tyrants who ruled not by governance but by dread. Humanity didn't argue either claim. They simply continued to explore the stars. Then one day, without warning, a human ship arrived at the edge of the Union homeworld, not as a fleet, but as a lone envoy. The pilot was calm, smiling, unarmed. "We come to talk," she said. "There is a storm coming. Not from us, but from beyond." Her words chilled even the oldest races. She spoke of signals from the void, transmissions older than the galaxy itself. Entities that consumed light, thought, and memory. The humans had detected them decades earlier but said nothing, fearing panic. "We can fight them," she said, "but we'll need unity. Real unity." The Union was skeptical, but fear of humanity's wrath had been replaced with respect. For the first time, all major powers agreed. Fleets combined, knowledge shared. Humanity led the coordination effort, revealing technologies once thought impossible: matterfold drives, quantum armor, living AIS that could adapt mid-battles. When the invasion came, it wasn't a war. It was annihilation. The void creatures devoured entire stars, leaving only gravitational shadows behind. Yet this time, humanity didn't fight alone. Every species stood beside them. Every weapon, every mind, united under one banner, and once again, the words "please don't make us mad" gained new meaning. Because when humanity fought for the galaxy instead of against it, their fury was something divine. They turned dying suns into weapons, collapsed wormholes into traps, and used their rage not for vengeance but for survival. The war raged for years, and when it ended, the void was gone. So was half the galaxy, but from that ashes rose something new, the Accord of Soul. Humanity didn't claim leadership. They offered cooperation. "We've seen what happens when fear rules," they said. "Let's try respect this time." The galaxy listened. And this time, they truly understood it. Generations later, children of countless species learned the story not as a threat, but as a promise. The humans were not destroyers by nature, they were guardians who only unleashed fury when compassion failed. The phrase became a cultural cornerstone across the stars, a reminder that peace is fragile, but powerful when chosen willingly. In the end, humanity's legacy was neither terror nor conquest, but balance. The galaxy thrived under their guidance, bound not by law or force, but by the quiet memory of what they were capable of when pushed too far. The humans smiled again, explorers, artists, and dreamers once more, and though centuries passed and empires changed, one phrase still echoed whenever conflict threatened to rise again, whispered by diplomats, teachers, and even children: "Please don't make them mad." Because everyone knew, even if they never saw it, kindness was humanity's first language, but wrath was their last.